A chill in the air, warmth in the eyes, Stockholm, Sweden. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning in Stockholm's historic Gamla Stan district. If you like the video, please subscribe and comment. Cobblestone streets, pastel-colored buildings, and the familiar smell of coffee floated through the crisp autumn air. Tourists strolled by with cameras. Locals clutched takeaway cups as they hurried to work. But inside the cozy walls of a quaint cafe famous for its cinnamon buns and waterfront view, fate stirred the cream of destiny into the coffee of life. Barış Arduç, clad in a dark green coat and a black beanie, had just arrived in Stockholm for a private vacation. After months of intense filming, the beloved Turkish actor sought anonymity and peace in a city where he was less likely to be recognized. He took a window seat, ordered a simple black coffee, and pulled out a notebook. Knew that Barış liked to write thoughts, scripts, daydreams. He wasn't expecting to see anyone he knew, let alone someone whose presence had once lit up screens across Turkey alongside him. The cafe door jingled open. In walked Elçin Sangu. She wasn't supposed to be in Sweden. Or at least that's what her Instagram had suggested. Supposedly in Paris for a short break, Elçin had made a detour. She was looking for quiet too. And she found it. Until she looked up from the counter and saw him. Their eyes locked. He stood up instinctively. She froze. Was it coincidence? Destiny? A cosmic joke? Either way, they both smiled. And just like that, a new story began, written not by screenwriters, but by life itself too. Coffee for two. After a brief moment of surprise, Elçin approached Barış's table with a hesitant chuckle. Barış. Elçin? What are you wait? Are you really here? They laughed. Awkwardly at first, but it melted quickly. She sat across from him, her cheeks tinged pink, perhaps from the cold or perhaps something warmer. They ordered a second round of coffee, this time with cinnamon buns. Conversation flowed easily, about travel, acting, silence, solitude. Neither had expected to see a familiar face, especially not one that once meant so much on and off the screen. They talked for nearly 2 hours. Around them, the cafe buzzed, unaware that two of Turkey's most beloved stars were rekindling something quiet and intimate. A few Swedish guests noticed them and whispered, unsure who they were. When Elçin reached for her scarf to leave, Barış asked softly, "Would you join me for a walk?" She nodded, and outside they went, into the winding streets of Gamla Stan, their laughter echoing gently down alleyways soaked with history. Point 3, a stroll down memory lane. What began as a spontaneous coffee turned into a day-long walk around Stockholm. They visited the Vasa Museum, took a ferry to Djurgården, and ended up at Skansen, an open-air museum that seemed like a frozen fairy tale. As they walked, tourists occasionally glanced their way, but the scarves and beanies helped. In Sweden, celebrity culture is quieter, no paparazzi, no fans swarming. Just peace. They talked about old times. Scenes they filmed. Times they laughed so hard they forgot the lines. Awards. Rumors. Their time after Karalik asked, and how it shaped their separate paths. Do you ever miss it? Elçin asked as they stood near a frozen pond. Barış replied, "Only when I see you." It was a sentence that hung in the air. Not flirtatious. Not forced. Just honest. She smiled. I think I do too. For the first secret, that evening, they had dinner at Fem Hus, a hidden gem of a restaurant tucked under the old town. Candlelight flickered on stone walls. The quiet clink of glasses and forks filled the space. They sat across from each other, no longer actors, not celebrities, just two people who had found a strange, magnetic comfort in being together. They didn't talk about the industry. They didn't talk about fame. They talked about books, food, the loneliness of success, and how sometimes the world expects you to be happy when your soul is quietly craving something real. When dessert arrived, Barış asked, "How long are you in Sweden?" "A few more days." "You?" "Same." A pause. "Let's not tell anyone," Elçin said, lowering her voice. "Not yet. Let's just see where this goes." Barış smiled. "Just us." And so, the first secret between them was born. Point 5. The world finds out, of course. Secrets don't stay buried forever. Point 2 days later, a blurry photo surfaced online. Barış and Elçin walking along the snowy promenade near Skepşulman. Another showed them having coffee again at Drop Coffee Roasters in Södermalm. Turkish social media exploded. Hashtag Barl Sweden began trending on Twitter. Fans debated whether it was just a coincidence or something more. One user wrote, "Barış and Elçin meeting in Sweden? Come on, this is fate." Another posted, "Maybe it's a new project? Or are they finally together for real?" Neither Barış nor Elçin posted anything. No comments, no denials. Their silence fueled the frenzy. Paparazzi flew into Stockholm within 48 hours. But by the time they arrived, the couple had already disappeared to a small lakeside town in Dalarna, away from cameras, noise, and assumptions. 6. Quiet love on frozen lakes. In Dalarna, they rented a tiny red cottage surrounded by snow-covered trees and the frozen surface of Lake Siljan. They cooked together, played board games, listened to vinyl records they found in a local shop. There was no internet in the cottage, no reception, and that's exactly how they wanted it. They watched snow fall through the window, took long walks on the icy paths, and sometimes just sat by the fire in silence. Elçin's head on Barış's shoulder, and on the fourth night, Barış whispered, "I don't want this to end." She looked up. "It doesn't have to." He kissed her. Their first kiss in years. It was not for cameras, not for fans, not for roles. It was real. 7. Return and reality. When they returned to Istanbul a week later, hand in hand at the airport, cameras caught them. But neither flinched this time. Barış looked straight at the cameras and smiled. Elçin waved. Later that day, both posted the same photo, 2 coffee cups on a frosty cafe table in Stockholm, with the caption, "Sometimes, love brews when you least expect it." The world went wild, but they stayed quiet after that. No interviews, no PR games. Just life, slowly unfolding. 8. What the industry said. Insiders from the Turkish film world were stunned but not surprised. They always had incredible chemistry, said a former co-star. But off-screen, they were both private people. Rumors swirled about a joint project now being considered. A Netflix film? A new series? But nothing was confirmed. One director commented anonymously, "You don't write chemistry like theirs. You either have it or you don't." I think this was meant to be. 9. The fans react. Fan accounts exploded with edits, old interview clips, and side-by-side comparisons. Instagram posts poured in. Bear is real. After all these years, they found their way. We knew their love story wasn't over. Sweden, who knew love would return with snowflakes and coffee. One fan even flew to Stockholm and visited every cafe rumored in the story, filming a vlog titled, "Tracing the Love Trail of Beryl in Sweden." 10. We're there now. It's been 5 months since the Sweden trip. Barış and Elçin have not officially commented on their relationship, but they've been spotted together at a music festival in Bodrum, at a bookshop in Karaköy, and once walking a dog that reportedly belongs to both. Sources close to them confirm they are taking it slow but are very happy. One insider shared, "They found each other again, not through fame or acting, but through real connection. And maybe that's the truest kind of love." Closing line. In a quiet cafe in the heart of Sweden, 2 hearts found their way back to each other. No scripts, no directors, just coffee, snow, and something real. Thank you guys.